Okay, for this session, for this week, it's all about gesture sketching. And gesture, of course, is all about direction and movement. And generally speaking, what you want to deal with in gesture is not the detailing of the contour, but the movement, the direction, the curvature, the action that's going on. And so your contours can be indicated, but they're very loose. And you're trying to get within that gesture also proportion so that you have a correct head size to the shoulder and the length of the torso and so forth if you're dealing with human form. You can gesture draw or gesture sketch anything, but things that actually move, that have kinetic motion, are the best for gesture, because gesture is generally quick and you're capturing the action and then it goes on to the next action or the next movement, and so you are having to sketch very quickly. Another set of quick sketches, you can see that what's going on here is that there's generally a shoulder line or a head, a shoulder line, sometimes a hip line, and then kind of the angle of the body. And that angle can be straight or it can be curved. And so basically what you want to look for is that internal or central movement, that central directionality, and then you add everything to that. It's kind of what you hang your hat on, so to speak. There's no one way to gesture in terms of your sketching. There's a variety of styles if you want, so that you're still capturing movement and you're still capturing direction and you're still dealing with proportion, which is size in relationship to another size and so forth. But there is no one particular style or mandate for what a gesture sketch needs to look like. You can see that this is just, really almost a scribble, but it's actually quite a descriptive scribble. Another gestural drawing, and you can see the flowing movement that he was trying to capture. Everything is curvilinear on this. Basic gesture, putting together the form of the animal, and very minor detailing to help identify what that animal is. Gesturing is very useful for a variety of things. It's useful for layout, for blocking, for posing, for setting up a design, for setting up animation sequence, for setting up a comic strip, for storyboarding. If we look at all these animation drawings, these are all gestural. They're not finished drawings. They are basically working drawings to get angle, to work on the exaggeration of the characters. And you can see just by looking at these that they're full of movement and not really fleshed out, but they're fleshed out enough to describe the characters. And so this is just a series of sketches that are kind of storyboarding in action. Again, this is an anime preliminary sketch, and you can see that it's basically framing how that figure is going to be depicted within the frame of reference, within the picture plane. And notice the directionality that's going on. This has some contour to it, but it's still more about movement. It's more about directionality and placement within that frame. Another kind of gesture is basically blocking, basically constructing. So we have this guy kind of broken down geometrically. So we've got the sphere, we've got the wedge, and then we've got the movement. And you can see that there are gestural lines kind of giving you clues as to how things would line up. And then from that comes a more finished drawing. So gestures are often used as a means to an end. basically a starting point, or to express an idea, to sell a concept, and then from these a finish is put together. Looking at this, there is a lot of action going on in here. There's a lot of angles, and if you were to gesture this, you would have a variety of angles, and you'd want to look at the head, the line of the spine, the shoulders and their angle, the hips and their angle, the knee, and the angles of the legs and so forth, and then from the shoulder to the elbow to the hand. So this is a still photo, and in a moment I'll do an overlay on this and show you what to look for as you gesture. But here is my resulting gestural drawing, and you see it's capturing the action, and we get the idea fairly well. What you're doing this week is gestural sketches, and whether you are looking at a TV or some sort of video, or you're actually at a sports event, or you're at the mall, you're in a coffee shop or whatever, you want to just fill pages with gestural sketches. And as you can see, these include people on a park bench, little league game, people walking by, people walking their dog. So it's just kind of capturing the basics, and it's real rough, but it still describes the action, and that's basically what we're looking for. So you should have several pages in your sketchbook that look like this, that are just gesture after gesture. And in terms of size within your sketchbook, I would say probably minimum size 2 inches, maximum size. You can gesture as large as the page, but don't go much smaller than 2 inches, because you need to have room to actually draw. In gesture drawing, remember that you're dealing with direction and movement or action. And so we're not going to be really concerned about the edges of things. We're going to be more concerned with the core. And that's a very important distinction to understand. Remember that in any movement with animal or with human, the head is going to lead the action, and basically the body is going to fall away from the head. So if we're going to look at this image, which is a still photograph, obviously, what we're going to do is first notice the head, and then maybe indicate the eyes and that sort of thing. Just real quick. Then, okay, from the head, where's the spine? And then the hip line, and then the shoulder line. From there, we'll grab the hip into the knee, and then the knee into the ankle, and then the ankle into the foot. From the other hip to the other knee. So this is what you want to look for. It's basically going to be kind of a stick figure. Now, of course, when you're drawing from life, you're not going to be tracing like this. This is just a demonstration to show what to look for. So here we have the spine. We've got the shoulder, the ball of the shoulder, which is forward. We look for the elbow. We make a connection between the two. We look for the hand, and we make a connection between the two. The spine is actually working out here a little bit. The hips are going basically straight back. The forward hip is higher than the farther hip, and so there's our angle, our direction, down to the ankle. There's another direction, and then we kind of just get the foot laid in there. And then the one that we can't see, again, drawing what we don't see, is going to give us that. And then the shoulder for the other arm, the far arm here, is there. So basically what we end up with is a stick figure almost. And then from there we can take it and start filling in chest, belly, insertion points for arms, and things like that. Okay, looking at this pair of dogs, again, everything is going to emanate from the hip. Let me grab a different color here. And so we've got the head, and then there's the spine. The head here, and then the spine. And from there, we start building basic forms. Again, it's all about movement. And we'll throw in eyes there. We'll work that out a little more. So you're just looking for the movement of form, you're looking for the movement of spine, the relationship of head to spine. Basically the head and the spine, everything hangs off of those two parts of the body. So this week you're going to be focusing on gestural sketches, and that's not to say that you can't do other kinds of drawing, but what you're going to be uploading to the discussion board is a page of gestural sketches. So you'll make one JPEG that is from a representative page, and you'll load that for review and evaluation. So this will enhance your ability to think quickly, to observe quickly, to draw quickly. It'll enhance your ability to recall what you just saw and record it on paper. It will enhance your physical dexterity in terms of drawing quickly. And it also, you might want to use pen or marker rather than pencil, just because pencil tends to be a little bit of a slower medium, and pen, for some reason, most people regard as a good quick sketch tool. So you can go ahead and use pencil, but might make a foray into using pen or marker.